Welcome to the next lecture in electric power system. The topic that we are going to take is power system stability. So let us quickly look the history and origin of stability or instability. So the first electric power system was basically the DC system which was built by Edison in 1882. The subsequent power system that were constructed in the late 19th century were all DC system. So basically we were operating on DC system. Then in the 20th century, despite the initial popularity of DC system, AC system started to outnumber them. The AC system were thought to be superior as compared to AC machine, as when AC machines were cheaper than the DC counterparts, and more importantly AC voltage are easily transformable from one level to other using transformer. So using a transformer we can change the level of the AC voltage, and also the AC machines are cheaper as compared to the DC machine. The early stability problem of AC system were experienced in 1920 when insufficient damping caused spontaneous oscillations or hunting. So the stability problem were first observed in 1920 when there was spontaneous oscillations or hunting in the machine. These problems were solved using generator damper winding or use of turbine type prime mover. So although the initial problem early occurred as 1920 with the AC system, due to which the hunting has occurred, this hunting was solved using damper winding and the use of turbine type prime mover. The stability of a system then refer to the ability of a system to return back to its steady state when subjected to a disturbance. So basically any power system will be subjected to any disturbance. Then how do we define the stability? It is the return of the system to the steady state. Conversely, instability means a condition denoting loss of synchronism or falling out of step. So, stability, when it is returned back to the steady state after the disturbance has been removed, whereas instability is falling out of step or loss of synchronism. Power is generated by synchronous generator. We know that the power is basically generated by three-phase synchronous generator or the alternator that operate in synchronism with the rest of the system. So we know that in power system, many number of synchronous generators are connected in parallel and they will be in synchronism with the rest part of the system. So a generator is synchronized with a bus with when both of them have same frequency, voltage and phase sequence. So generally we met this condition where we generators should have same frequency, it should have same terminal voltage and its phase sequence should be same. Then only we can say that the generator is synchronized with a bus. We can thus define the power system stability as the ability of a power system to return to steady state without loss of synchronism. So this losing of synchronism basically means that any generator is losing its frequency, voltage or phase sequence and then it is coming out of the step. So introduction to power system stability studies. What is stability we have defined? It is refers to stable operation of the synchronous machine connected to a power system when they are subjected to sudden disturbance. So any synchronous machine when subjected to disturbance, if it is returning to the stable state, then it is known as stability. Stability is the ability of a power system to return to stable operation when subjected to a disturbance. Whereas instability refers to loss of synchronism or falling out of step of the synchronous machine in the power system. The stability studies are classified into three types depending upon the nature of the disturbance. So how the disturbance has occurred and what is the nature, this has classified the stability into three types. One is transient stability, second is dynamic stability, and third is steady state stability. So we will see the difference between these three types of stability, that is transient stability, dynamic stability, and steady state stability. The study of steady state stability is concerned with the determination of the upper limit of loading synchronous machine before losing synchronism. So when we study the steady state stability, we are basically trying to find out what is the upper limit by which the synchronous machine can be loaded so that it do not lose the synchronism. In power system, small disturbances will continuously occur due to the variation in the load, changes in the speed of the prime mover, or fault in the certain part of the system. So we can't omit the disturbance. So disturbance will always be there in the power system, and that is because of the variation in the load, change in the speed of the prime mover, or fault in certain part of the system. These small disturbances may excite the system into a state of natural oscillation. So whenever there is a disturbance, it will try to produce an oscillation in the circuit, which is the natural oscillation. In dynamically stable system, the amplitude of oscillation will be small and they die out quickly. So if the oscillation which is produced due to disturbance die out, then it is known as dynamically stable system. However, in dynamically unstable system, the amplitude of oscillation is very large and they exist for a long time. So here, when it is dying out, the natural oscillation, it is exist for a long time. This type of unstable behavior may create serious problem in power system operation, and they can be unnecessary frequent load shedding. So whenever you have either dynamic stable or unstable systems, then there will be serious load shedding and of the problem. Large disturbances may occur in power system due to switching heavy loads, switching long transmission line, and major fault. So we have seen the small disturbances, and large disturbances can also occur rarely when there is a fault in the power system or when we switch on the heavy load. The sudden large disturbances are characterized by large changes in the speed of the rotor of the synchronous motor, large change in the power angle, and fast change in the power transfer. So wherever there is a large disturbance in the power system, you will observe that the speed of the rotor of a synchronous motor has changed, or there is a large change in the power angle, that is delta, and if there is a change in the fast change in the power transfer. These characteristics may lead to loss of synchronism. So again, there can be loss of synchronism because of this large disturbance. This type of instability is called transient instability. So whenever there is a large disturbance, there will be loss of synchronism, and this instability is called as transient instability. The aim of transient stability, so this is transient instability, and the aim of transient stability is to determine whether the system will remain in synchronism or not following a sudden or major disturbances such as transmission line fault, sudden heavy load, tripping of generating unit, or switching lines with heavy load. So these are basically the large disturbance that we are talking about. And then what is the aim of the transient stability is to determine whether the system will remain in synchronism or not when a large disturbance has occurred. So there are certain features of dynamic behavior of a power system. So the first behavior is synchronous machine has a maximum limit of power transfer when remains in synchronism. So whenever the synchronous machine will be in synchronism state, then only the maximum limit of power transfer will occur. When the power transfer exceeds the limit, it cannot stay in synchronism. So we can see the graph of the power. So the graph of the power is like this. So we have with respect to delta, then the power will be maximum. So here we have the maximum power. This we will look ahead. So the power will be maximum only when it remains in synchronism. Power can be more than the synchronism also, and it can lose the synchronism. That is what. So this is known as power delta curve, which we will look ahead. Synchronous machine connected to an infinite bus is basically a spring inertia oscillatory system. So we know that in the mechanical system we have a spring which is connected with a infinite bus. So spring and inertia. So it is basically same thing. If you have a synchronous machine, then you are connected with a bus. So we study the stability studies in terms of synchronous machine connected with a bus. So here we say that synchronous machine connected with an infinite bus. Why infinite bus? Because here the voltage will be constant and frequency will be constant for the bus. So it is known as infinite bus. is basically a spring inertia oscillatory system. The inertia is due to the mechanical part, the rotor, and the spring action is due to the synchronous tie with the infinite bus. So you have a synchronous tie of the synchronous machine with respect to the bus. Bus is infinite, so the voltage and frequency remain constant, and the inertia is due to the mechanical part, that is the rotor. If delta, that is the power angle, is the angular displacement of the rotor in electrical radian, sorry, here delta is representing the angular displacement of the rotor in electrical radian, then the power transfer is proportional to sine delta. So power transfer will be proportional to sine delta, and delta is basically the angular displacement of the rotor in electrical radian. Hence, the mathematical equation governing the system dynamic is non-linear. So here we see that the power is a function of sine of delta. So the dynamics that will refer the mathematical equation will be non-linear. There are certain assumptions that we'll do to study the stability. First assumption is that the DC offset current and harmonic components are neglected. We will not include the DC offset current or harmonic component. The current and voltage are assumed to have the fundamental component alone. So generally we know that if you have a current, then always there will be some harmonics present. So the harmonics and DC offset current will neglect, and only the fundamental component will take into consideration. The symmetrical components, which we have already studied, will be used for representation of unbalanced faults. And the machine speed variation will not be affected by the generated voltage. So whatever the speed machine varies, it will not affect to the generated voltage. So these are basically the assumptions that we will take in stability studies. Let us classify the stability studies which we have already studied. So power system stability will be classified as steady state stability, transient stability, and dynamic stability. We have looked a little bit back and we have seen what is the difference between a steady state stability, transient stability, and dynamic stability. However, let us look more into it. So steady state stability are the studies which are restricted to small and gradual change in the system operating condition. So whenever your system is having a gradual change, then that type of studies are known as steady state stability. We basically concentrate on restricting the bus voltage close to their nominal values. We also ensure that the phase angle between the two buses are not too large and check for the overloading of the power equipment and transmission lines. In these, we check usually done using power flow studies. So power flow studies we have done using Gauss-Seidel or Newton-Raphson method. So that methods will be used to check whether the voltage, that is the bus voltage or the phase angle, are not varying a lot and there is a gradual change in the operating conditions. Now let us see the transient stability. So transient stability basically involves the study of power system following a major disturbance. So whereas in steady state stability the disturbance is minute, here you have a major disturbance. So following a large disturbance, the synchronous alternator, the machine power angle changes due to sudden acceleration of the rotor shaft. So we have seen that when there is a large disturbance in the power system due to the fault or sudden switching of the heavy load, then there will be heavy change in the power, and also there will be in machine power angle will be changing. The objective of transient stability study is to ascertain whether the load angle returned to the steady state value following the clearance of the disturbance. So the load angle delta here, do it return to the steady state stability or the steady state value when the disturbance has been removed. So that is the objective of transient stability. There is other stability that we have seen, that is the dynamic stability. So the ability of a power system to maintain stability under the continuously small disturbance is investigated under the name of dynamic stability, also known as small signal stability. These small disturbances occur due to random fluctuations in loads and generation levels. In an interconnected power system, these random variation can lead to catastrophic failure, as this may force the rotor angle to increase steadily. Basically, we will be focusing our study on the transient stability studies for the power system. So we have seen the different stability studies in power system, and we will focus our study on transient stability, and we will see why the machine lose its synchronism and what happened and what are the different terms and conditions for the power system stability. Thank you.